Mr. Chairman, thank you, and to my favorite Senator Cruz for asking me here. Monday, I was in a hearing in Houston area, that Chairman McCall brought his Homeland Security Committee to Houston to talk about lessons learned from Harvey. So I guess I'm going to repeat what I said a lot on Monday, but Ranking Member Nelson forgot about the storm we called Ike. So we've had 2 hurricanes recently, and nobody's talked about Ike. And the reason I bring it up is that we still have not been paid totally from the money that was owed to us from FEMA from Ike, and that was in 2010. We received payments up until 2013. We've had 2 floods since then. We still have not received a penny from that. We've not received a penny from Harvey either. Harvey was different. I've been in office 32 years. This wasn't my first rodeo, nor my first storm. It was different because once it hit Corpus Christi and Rockport, it moved to Houston, and it sat on top of us for 72 hours and dumped anywhere from 52 to 72 inches of rain, causing tremendous flooding throughout not only Houston, but the entire Gulf Coast. And I'm 40 miles from Galveston, so we're typically prepared for hurricanes and storms like that. We weren't prepared for this. There was no way for us to prepare for that much water to be dumped in a short period of time. But, and I'm glad that the Ranking Member Nelson understands what the impact is on local communities. A point that I made Monday is that, when cities have their bonding agencies come into town, they're now requiring that cities maintain a 25% reserve balance in our fund balance. Well, when disasters occur like Harvey, I paid $1 million in overtime. I had costs for lost equipment, traffic signals. I had to write a check for that. I can't wait 3 years to get reimbursed, because when I take that money out of my fund balance and I drop below that 25% and the bonding agencies come back in, they're going to look at my rating again. That affects my entire balance of budget. And I can't afford to do that. And we emphasize to FEMA that, the things that are going through the process right now of even filling out the forms. I've recently hired a $24,000 consultant to tell us how to fill out the forms for FEMA to make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. The money's going to the state of Texas, and I haven't seen a dime of it. They need to write the check to the people that are writing the checks and making sure that we're taking it into consideration. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm a former banker. When a house floods, and you don't have flood insurance, and by the way, 95% of the people who flooded do not have flood insurance because they were told they weren't in a flood zone. When they flood and they don't have flood insurance, they get paid $33,000 maximum to repair their home. I can take $15 million and prevent 2,000 homes from flooding that flooded during Harvey. With pumps that were inundated, we didn't have enough of them. Drain out ditches, taking care of things that mitigate storms that would prepare for us. This wasn't the first flood we've had. Again, this was a flood that was all water and no wind. We didn't lose electricity. We had people that were actually flooded, and as the senator said, we did 1,300 high water rescues to get people out of their homes in a short period of time. But if I had the money to do the mitigation that's necessary to prevent that from happening, those 2,000 people that lost their homes would not have had a single drop of water in them, because I could have taken that water, put it across on the otother side of the levee that protects Missouri City from the Brazos River, by the way, which is at 59 feet. And while I'm sitting in that operations center on August the 26th, celebrating my 50th wedding anniversary, by the way, for the next 7 days, couldn't get out of my own house. We watched the Brazos River being told that it would crest at 59 feet. That levee's at 59 feet. I have inundation maps in the city that show me what effect flooding would have at 52, 54, 56, and 58 feet. At 58 feet, I would have had water in 9,500 homes. At 59 feet or 60, I would have had an entire city that was flooded, because we did not prepare for that, and we did not prepare for that type of rain event. We need to make sure that the Corps of Engineers is working with us on alternative channels, with alternative holding basins. In that hearing Monday, I can tell you that the City of Houston and Harris County drilled the Corps on not having adequate protection for them. So our part of mitigation is trying to get the funding up front to prevent what happened this past August. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.